Very excited to be joining this team that has been doing the incredible work of working with community-driven organizations to make sure they receive the respect that they need, because they are working on issues that are close to them and their communities, and importantly that they receive the funding that is necessary for them to effect the changes they want to see in their communities.
Amplify Girls, to start 2024, began a new strategic planning period. So we're in a new 3-year strategic plan, and there have been some changes. So our head of Amplify Girls, who's been with us since the very beginning, Margaret Butler, decided that this was the time to hand the organization off, and made the very bold and honorable decision, in my opinion, to gracefully exit and pass this organization on. And when you're going through a natural leadership transition, we decided that was the time to ask, are we being led? Are we acting in the way that we think this network should be led?
We are very practical individuals, and when you're delivering interventions, when you're working on projects, programs, or you're working collaboratively, there will always be, as with human interaction, challenges, but this are not insurmountable. Both Zack and I are willing to put in the work to just make sure that things are moving and challenges are resolved in a constructive way.
There was this obvious pull toward co-CEO models because everything we do is collaborative. So why wouldn't you be collaborative at the top as well, and at every level of everything that you do? And to be frank, I think that CEOs in the nonprofit space in particular, and in civil society, are overwhelmed. It's an extremely difficult sector to work in. I think people underestimate it. And most of the time, being an executive director or a head or a managing director, CEO, whatever it may be, is enough work for 2 people. So why not give it to 2 people? If you're willing to share power and responsibility and credit, I think it makes more sense for it to be more than one mind at the helm.
There's a very big conversation happening relating to anti-colonialism. Some people call it decoloniality, decolonization, and shifting power. So Amplify Girls is leading from the front in terms of first through its co-leadership model, but also through its network model. It's not a network that implements, it's actually a network that's serving. It's a service network.
There is an understanding and a trend around the fact that localization, local representation, these things are key to success. The problem is that you can acknowledge that that is key to success, you can put it in your mission statement, you can put it in your pamphlets, and it does not mean that you fully embrace that value. To fully embrace the value, you have to see it structurally living in your organization.
What I hope to see in the future is that in the global leadership space, in the development sector, we have a lot more indigenous people that are driving changes directly in the communities, the proximate leaders. We have diversity in terms of the issues that people are advocating for. And we have diversity in terms of gender, so we have a lot more women that are stepping up to lead, to lead initiatives in the global development space.
Since the beginning, I think I knew that Amplify Girls was something special. It had this local grounding aspect, it had this natural pull. Everyone involved with its creation was really hungry for what Amplify Girls was creating. And so it had this natural desire and interest and demand from the beginning. And when you get that from on-the-ground practitioners and partners across the globe, and everyone feels like this thing is needed and special, it's been just outstanding to be a part of it. Jointly
with Zack, I think what we really want to do is to deepen the engagement with our partners. In the first iteration of Amplify Girls, we were essentially building the network, norming, creating those norms and those values and those, the initial setup of a network. It is deepening that engagement to understand what our offering as Amplify would be to the partners, really being responsive to the needs of the partners, making sure that we are supporting them, meeting them at their point of need.
We're going to continue to be committed to our partners. We're going to continue to committed to collaboration and around really lifting up the voices of community-driven organizations and the girls that they work with. We're going to continue investigating Girls Agency. We're going to better understand it and work to enhance it as best we can. and some things are going to change. And change is exciting. Growth is exciting. So I think my message really is just come along for the journey, because a lot has happened in a short time. I can only imagine what the next couple of years look like.